about just the journey and the fact that it's, once again, the Cleveland Cavaliers are part of this, and you're looking at this year's Celtics team, and the fact that, once again, Cleveland standing in the way?
Yeah, man, it's been an amazing ride for this ball club throughout the whole year, and this is just another step to get to where they need to go. And so hopefully they continue to understand the process. Don't take them lightly. I mean, they're NBA players too. Donovan Mitchell had a great series in the last series, so they got players who can play. So they just got to understand business, workman mentality each and every night, one game at a time, to get closer to their goal.
Paul, these guys have had success, and before 2008, you've had success. What were some of the differences in your focus on winning in 08? Remember, you were in conference finals up 2-1 on the Nets. How different of a player were you in 08 than you were at that point?
Well, I think the difference was, I was young, still learning the game. Once I got, this is like going from my fourth year, because then now I'm humbled. After that, I'm not making the playoffs. I'm making the playoffs, swept, out the first round, second round. Then I get to my 10th year in the league. Now, I'm like, I don't want to do nothing but win. I don't care about if I score or not or this or that. And it was just learning how to sacrifice. I didn't have to be the guy every day once you added these type of players. And I think I'm seeing that in Tatum. I'm seeing that in Brown. They're like, you don't have to be the guy. And Eddie said it earlier. They're understanding what to give the game. Give the game what it needs to win. And if the game doesn't need your scoring because you got a guy like Derek White going off a 30 and you defend the best player and you're rebounding and you're dishing out, then that's it. It was games where other guys played well, and I was like, all right, that's enough for us to win. Eddie had some huge games before. Scal coming in played well for us, and I understood that.
So I see you in the morning with Keyshawn, with Skip. What makes you so confident in this team? Because I see what you say, and I feel the same way. Yeah. I feel like we on the same page, but what makes you so confident about this team going to get it done this year?
I think when you've been through the heartache that this team has been through, they've been through some heartbreaking losses. In the finals where you thought they should have probably beat Golden State, and even last year. Those are heartbreaking. You get home, you fight, and you get to a Game 7 at home, you're in a position where this is where you want to be, and you lose that game. So when you go through those type of moments, it makes you stronger, I believe. And so I've seen it in the way they play, and also this year throughout the season, they didn't stoop down to the level of their opponent as much as they did the year before. But all those losses to Orlando and certain teams that they should have beat, they beat pretty much everybody they were supposed to beat. They lost to Atlanta a couple of times, but for the most part, they were consistent in what they were trying to do.
These guys are always talking about staying in the moment. How often did you, KG, Ray, even Rondo discuss winning a championship throughout the season?
We talked about it all the time. That's all we talked about. I remember being on the back of the bus like, man, when we win it, what we going to do? We're going to go to Italy. We're going to go to Greece. We was talking about it like, and I think when you engulf that in your head and you instill that, it's like, think about when you grow up, like I want to make the NBA or I want to make college. You want to put it in your head before it happens, and it gives you confidence. And so I just remember, and so now I'm envisioning like, damn, when we win, okay, for Ray, we're going to fly to Greece. Let's. Ray was like, all right, I'll get the yacht. Tinker was like, all right, I'll get the plane. And I was like, all right, I'll get us the hotel. We was talking like that in the back of the bus.
Let me say this real quick. But remember the very first time we talked about it was at House in Club Shiznit. We was down there playing cards, right? And we said, you remember this, there's not going to be one team that could beat us
4 times
before we beat them 4 times. That's where it really started. So we planted that seed amongst each other, me, him, Pose, and some other guys, but that's where it really started. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's important just to plant that seed and always talk about it and envision it.
Well, I hope that this team's doing the same thing here. Jayson Tatum as well. You take a look at some of the numbers and the elite company that he's a part of, and you got Tatum with 2,300 plus points, 750 plus rebounds, 450 plus assists. And he's playing his 100th career playoff game tonight. Dang. What have you seen from Jayson Tatum this year, and what do you need to see for him to take that next jump to bring home the Banner 18?
Larry Bird is killing it, man.
Look at his record, though.
Dang. Larry Legend is killing it.
I've seen true growth in Tatum. You know, last year he went from a guy that averaged 30 to understanding he doesn't have to have 30 for them to win. You know, and I see his maturity and more. He's more vocal. He's more of a leader. I feel like, and so I feel like his time is now, and I think he understands the process. He understands the moment. He understands when he has to give the moment. You know, so hopefully in nights where they really need him, he steps up, because we've seen him do it. A game, 6 in Milwaukee, game 7 versus Philadelphia, where he goes off. And I think he understands when he really needs to take that step up for the team to win, that he can do that for them.
So it's like when I hit you the other day after the game on Wednesday, I said he only took 9 shots.
Right, he
played 30 minutes.
Yes.
But understanding that everybody's eyes are on him, you were in a similar position where you said, now he's reading the game. He understands whatever the game needs him to give, he's going to give it.
Yes.
And so I think with you, that's the maturation that we've seen in Jayson Tatum. And that's why I think this team is so good. When you have a selfless superstar, somebody that can go out there and get 30 shots up whenever they want, some guys are mad that they only took 9. Even with a win, go home and be upset. He's not upset at that.
Well, you understand, Eddie, he's been in the playoffs, what now? The conference finals 3 or 4 times. Been to a finals. I mean, what else do you want now?
A championship.
A championship, and he understands that's going to take sacrifice.
When did you know this team was a championship level? Was it when they traded for Drew Holiday? When they got Porzingis? Were you sold early on this roster?
I was sold earlier, but when I had a chance to come to training camp and I saw the practices, it reminded me of our training camp. I was like, whoa, something different here. I saw the practices, and I was like, this team is different. And I was just excited, like there's a versatility. And I was like, before they put together that lineup, I was like, this needs to be the lineup. Drew, White, Porzingis, Tatum, and Brown. Because they didn't start off with that lineup in training camp. I forget the lineup, but that wasn't the starting 5 that started the first couple of days. And then they put that, when I saw that lineup come together in the scrimmage, I was like, whoa. And that's when I was like, this is a championship team right here.
All right, and let's see if they can get done here in game 1 and get their 5th win, as they got to get 16 here to get banner 18. Ball Bears, thanks so much, man.